Good afternoon and welcome to Williams Dog Training Company. We're here today with Fred and Max, and what we're going to be demonstrating for you today is Max's ability to understand and respond to his obedience commands, the corrections and motivations that we use while you're working with him, and the training equipment that we're using. Fred is using a regular 6-foot training leash, and he's going to keep the bulk of that leash folded neatly in his right hand, leaving his left hand free to give the correction. And the correction that we give is a tug and release on the training collar, which is the second piece of equipment that we're using. Max has been fitted with his own personal training collar, and we will be sure to show you how to properly put that collar on and use it during your one-on-one lesson. Now, as you can see, Max is sitting very nicely on Fred's left-hand side, which is where all of our obedience training takes place. The first command that they're going to demonstrate for you is heeling, and heeling is proper walking on a leash. Fred and Max take off doing that now, and the command that you're going to give is Max heel, and you're going to start walking, and then Max should fall in line nicely, heeling at your left heel position, and he should not be lagging behind on that leash, nor should he be lunging ahead and pulling on that leash. He should also be keeping pace with you whether you're jogging or whether you're walking really slow. Also incorporated into our heeling exercise is an automatic sit, so anytime that you're out walking with Max and you stop, he should sit nicely, and there's an example right there, your left heel position. You'll see those automatic sits frequently throughout this training video. There's another one right there. Now the next command that they're going to demonstrate is the stay command, and it's a hand and voice command. You're going to use the open flat of your left palm an inch or so in front of his muzzle, and the one-word command to stay. Stay. Then going to walk out to the end of your training leash. Max went into a down, so Fred's simply going to heel him out of that. Stay. Have him in another automatic sit. Walk out to the end of your leash. Now Max should remain seated in this position throughout the entire command and should not break. This is a great command to practice frequently throughout your day to help build up Max's ability to sit and stay for longer periods of time. When you're working on this at home, you start at 1 minute, and over time you increase your intervals, working up to a total of 3 minutes for your long sit stay. When Fred returns back, he's going to walk all the way around him. Behind him is an added distraction, returning so that Max is on his left-hand side. Great job. They're going to run through the heel sit stay again. You saw Fred give Max a little pet on the head there. It is very important to keep Max motivated, working through his commands by using lots of positive reinforcement, whether it's physical praise by petting him or verbal praise by telling him he's a good boy. So Fred leaves him in another sit stay, walks out to the end of the leash. And this time they'll demonstrate the recall or the come on command. Use Max's name to call him in. Max, come. He should then come in and sit directly in front of you, and then heel him around the back of you, returning him to your left-hand side once again, where he sits nicely, waiting for his next command, and I'll demonstrate that again. Leave him in a sit-stay out to the end of the leash. Use his name to call him in. You can gather that leash as he comes in directly in front of you in case you need to provide correction. Great job. Around the back, left-hand side, sitting nicely, very well executed. It's important when Max first comes home and you're learning all of these commands that you're working in a nice quiet area with no distractions so that you can get a good feel working him through his commands and feel comfortable doing so. And then again, over time, throughout your training sessions, you can gradually increase your amount of distractions in your training sessions. The next command they're going to demonstrate for you is the down from a heel position. Again, use the open flat of your palm, but this time straight down towards the ground, and the one-word command to down. Then give the stay command and walk out to the end of your leash. And with the long down stay, Max should remain laying down and should not break from this position throughout the entire command. And this is also another command that you want to make sure you're practicing frequently to help build up Max's ability to down stay for longer periods of time. When practicing the down stay at home, you start at 3 minutes and increase your intervals over time, working up to a total of 5 minutes for your long down stay. With returning back, again walking counterclockwise, returning so that Max is on his left-hand side. Good job. You also want to try to set aside about 15 minutes every day the first couple of weeks that Max is home, so that way you could practice his commands with him. Practice makes perfect. We want to make sure that you feel comfortable working him through his commands and that he understands that he needs to follow through with those commands on your end as well. So Fred leaves him in another down stay. He'll give him a minute to hold that down stay, and then he'll demonstrate the recall or the come on command from the down position this time. Max gets up, comes in. You can hear Fred praising him, telling him he's doing a good job. Good boy, Max. Fred's going to leave Max in a sit stay and walk out to the end of the leash. And he's going to demonstrate the down from a distance where you're going to use your right hand to give the down command from the end of the leash. And Max should drop down to the ground in the position where he's seated. Great job. Now Fred's heeling Max around and he's going to leave him in a sit stay. And what Fred is going to be demonstrating for you is a little bit and a sample of our advanced off-leash training. You saw that he dropped the leash. And this is something that if you are diligent with your training with Max, using your leash and collar, in the future you'll be able to work up where you're dropping the leash, working through your commands. And now he's going to put him in a down. And all he's simply doing is increasing his distance. But we leave the leash on just in case we have to provide correction. We have a handle to grab onto. Very nice job, Max. We've demonstrated for you today all the obedience commands that Max has learned here at school. It's been a pleasure working with Max, and we thank you again for choosing Williams Dog Training Company as your personal dog trainer.